Well, YouTube family, the Sanders family keep being the gift that keeps giving. Look, despite all the naysayers towards the Sanders family, specifically towards Shedeur Sanders, this man's stardom can't be contained. It can't be kept away. So Shedeur breaks news and headlines and shows the world what you can do when you're a man of the Most High. You believe in the faith of your abilities and the faith of the people around you. Shedeur is the highest selling jersey amongst the ranks of the NFL rookies, bruh. Now, there's a little bit disputes between Travis and Cam Ward, but we'll get to that later. Now, his jerseys is proven the NFL, despite how much, well, I gotta watch my words, but masa, despite how much money these billionaire owners got, you can't stop what the people like. So before we get started, give me my theme song.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas best up on my...
So we've been watching faithfully to see what Shedeur is going to do in the NFL. And despite being the sixth quarterback selected behind the likes of #1 overall pick Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, and Tyler Soule, Shedeur's star power has been proven too bright for the world to ignore. When you're watching this young man, you understand the marketability. You understand since day one, he didn't do anything not to be in the picture anymore. So despite the coercions and collusions against him because of who his father is, because they want to utilize Shedeur as an example to send towards all the community of people who look like him. Never forget that this wasn't really a beef with Shedeur, because if you think Shedeur did something like a lot of these stepping fetchings been making excuse, Chris Carter, Bomani Jones, which Bomani Jones, we coming for you, boy, we coming for your step and fetch and tell. But despite all that, everybody in the world know that young man didn't do anything to lose his place in the draft, because the same arguments they said to Shedeur to remove him from first round status, they did it to damn near all of our quarterbacks. They'll let one or two get the big piece of chicken on the plantation, and then they'll be a detriment to the ones who actually got powers to invoke change in the community. So let's break it down the right way. So when we're looking at it, he may have been the 144th person to hear his name called in the 2025 NFL draft, but Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders certainly doesn't rank 144th in fan interest. As of Wednesday, Sanders has the highest selling jersey amongst 2025 draft picks on Fanatics, according to collectives. Of course, it's not yet known what number the former Colorado quarterback will wear with the Browns. Travis Hunter, who was selected by the Jacksonville Jaguars #2, and Sanders' Colorado teammates previously had the highest selling jerseys among the 2025 picks, followed by Tennessee Titans quarterback Cam Ward, then Sanders. But that's the thing. I don't want to get into that to make no little he say, she say. They said Sanders was the highest, but now people are trying to bring in the mix of Travis and Cam Ward. I'm a good brother who don't want to see any of these brothers lose. So I like hearing Cam Ward jersey is high, Travis is high, but these are the numbers being given by a lot of people, even including in the Mayo community, who said Shedeur one is the highest selling. But me being a brother who want to see these guys win, who watch them grow right before our eyes, it's a dream come true to see all of these three guys taking over the league before they have any snaps. But that also shows you who Shedeur Sanders is. This is nothing to negate the talents of Travis and Cam Ward. But I have always said for the last 3 years, especially the last two, Shedeur is head and shoulders above Cam and Travis. I'm sorry, he just is. Yes, Travis Hunter could cover, he could catch the ball, but we're talking about the leader of a franchise, the face of a franchise. I'd rather trust Shedeur more because he's been in more strenuous positions. He's been more in a position to walk through the fire than the other two, such as Cam and Travis. This is not a biasness. It's not nothing against them. And speaking of that, I want to play a video before I continue reading this article for you guys. It's what Keyshawn Jackson said about the elephant in the room with Cleveland Browns. That's the only thing we're scared of. What is this Cleveland Browns ulterior motives?
It may not be right this second, but it will be. And when you start to think about it, they declined Kenny Pickett's fifth-year option. So that's telling you right there, they like, he ain't worth whatever that number is going to be, whatever that $20-something million number going to be on the fifth-year option. Then Dylan Gabriel is a guy that they took in the third round, but I don't even think that they really care that they took him in the third round, right? They like, okay, we took him in the third round, but we still like Shedeur. Shedeur had a higher, it's so crazy because Shedeur had a higher grade than Dylan Gabriel, and they didn't take him in the third round.
Oh, by the experts?
Yeah, by the experts. He had a higher grade, but they knew that. And as he was sitting there, they started looking at that thing, and I don't know, you're hearing rumors that the owner made them take him. You start hearing all this sort of stuff. Whatever the case is, on opening day or 3 weeks in, he's going to be underneath the center because he's going to beat all of these dudes out. And then some of them, Kenny Pickett may not even make it to regular season. And I wouldn't be shocked if Gabriel didn't make it to the regular season. Guys do get cut or put on practice squads.
Third-round pick?
Dudes do get cut. It's not the same as when me and your brother was playing. They don't look at these third and these fourth and fifth round picks it's nearly the same way as they did in the past. They don't have a problem with saying we can let him go because the money is not that significant. It's just not as significant. Kenny Pickett's only making a couple $1 million. In comparisons to in the National Football League, that's nothing. They'll say bye-bye to him in a heartbeat because they need the roster space. It may not be right.
Now, I like the faith of Keyshawn Johnson. It sounds like he believes our guy Shedeur could beat out all these quarterbacks, and I somewhat believe it too. I just don't trust the Haslam families, which is the ownership of the Browns. But let's continue. After being a presumed top 10 draft selection, dating back as far as last offseason, Shedeur went unselected until the 5th round of the draft, with the Browns trading picks number 166 and 192 to the Seattle Seahawks to take Sanders at the number 144th pick. He was the 6th quarterback selected in the draft behind Ward, number 1, Jackson Dart, number 25, Tyler Soule, number 40, and this is even more embarrassing, but Jalen Milroe, 92, and even further embarrassing, Dylan Gabriel, number 94. After spending 2 seasons at Jackson State, Sanders transferred to Colorado, where he played the last 2 seasons, over there at Boulder. Sanders' father, Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, was the quarterback's head coach at both schools. I don't know why they inserted that, almost like that article tried to take another jab at Deion. It seems that they love telling us we don't have fathers, in our lives. Black folks, you guys need your fathers. You're a problem to the community of America. But when you do see the fathers there, it's still a problem to negate from us. But let's keep going, man. Sanders joined a crowded Browns quarterback room, which includes 2022 first-rounder Kenny Pickett, veteran Joe Flacco, and Gabriel, whom the Browns selected with the 94th pick in the draft. They also got, incumbent starter Deshaun Watson, who's expected to miss the season due to a ruptured Achilles. Now, Cleveland traded back from number 2 to number 5 with the Jaguars, sending picks number 2 and 104 to the 200s, to Jacksonville. I'm not about to read all this because I think I know what the article is doing. They're trying to dig a hole for Shedeur and show that although his jersey sales are selling, but they're going to give a backhand compliment too and try to establish that he can't beat out all these other quarterbacks. If you don't follow football, you see Gabriel, you see Kenny Pickett, you see all these other guys like Watson and the rest, and you say to yourself, how could he compete? Well, any real football fan knows all those other quarterbacks, including the Deshaun Watson, don't measure up. This is prior to Deshaun Watson being in a controversial situation. he could have hanged. But right now, none of those said so quarterbacks, especially not an old Joe Flacco, no disrespect to Flacco, maybe when he was younger, but right now, none of those quarterbacks could hang with a Shedeur. And I think the Browns know it. I just don't trust Cleveland Browns, but I'm going to be optimistic because of those young souls who believe in Shedeur. And it's like, I don't want to be the party pooper. So I'm going to just live with this feel good moment of his jerseys right now, because even if the Browns do something to sabotage him, I don't believe that none of these other teams, after seeing the fans speak out, the people speak out, that they would deter away from signing him, even if they hate his father. I know what they did in the draft. That was just to embarrass him and ridicule him and his family. But now getting down to the business of things, you have to win. Especially if you're not a franchise that bring in money like the Cowboys. Cowboys could lose every game and still be one of the most wealthiest franchises out here. But you other franchises, you got to think about the long run, and Shedeur is that. Y'all let me know how you guys feel about it, because at the end of the day, Sanders entered a jam-packed room, but he could beat out. Whether he earns a playing time or not, Shedeur's already winning off the field, and you can't say anything against that. So now our eyes are watching to see, could this young man become the face of Cleveland Browns franchise? Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, man, this is always going to be bigger than football. It's always going to be deeper than football. I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed.